Has Captain James changed at all for this series?
Has he changed at all? Yeah, I think he has. I think a lot's happened to him. Not going to give too much away, but I think the difference is that he's back doing what he absolutely loves. He loves being a soldier, loves being a captain. But I think in this series, he's slightly more, let's say, war weary. I think this is his 5th tour now, or maybe it might even be his 6th. And I think he's getting to a stage where he's starting maybe to question what it is he's doing, the act of war and what he's engaging in. I think Molly started him on this kind of ethical debate with himself about why we are at war, why we were in Afghanistan. And I think he's probably still thinking those things. And even though series 2 we're not going to war as such, we end up in a similar situation. So I think that's how he's changed. I think he's just matured quite a bit. I think he's there also. He encounters his very, very good friend Elvis, his best mate, on this op. And I think he's a reminder of James's past, James's kind of wilder days. I think they were absolute rascals together back in the day. So I think you kind of see who James used to be in Elvis, and now you kind of see who he is, a slightly more mature version of himself.
So he's really good mates with Elvis. He's played by Luke Pasqualino.
Yeah. They are best mates. So they would have been each other's best men, basically.
Was there a lot of bromancing between you and Luke on set?
Do you know, there's bromancing in general. I have to say, on Our Girl, we all get on exceptionally well. It's definitely my favourite cast I've ever worked with, because we genuinely are good friends. And I think that comes from getting thrown into boot camp together.
Yes.
And we have that bonding experience without the cameras even being there. So for two weeks we're working each other out and kind of like, and they actively encouraged us to get along and to work on our banter, the army banter and whatnot. So I think that's really encouraged, and I hope it plays well in the show actually, that we all just we're mates.
Was it a particularly hard boot camp?
Do you know, actually this year it was pared down and tamed down a little. The first time we did it, I could not believe it. We got off a train, loaded into a minivan, got off the minivan, and the minute we arrived at the barracks, we were soldiers, or treated as soldiers as such. We were shouted at non-stop. It was quite intimidating. Endless rounds of press-ups and stuff. This year it was slightly more, I think they realised we could do it, that we could actually play it. We proved ourselves a little bit. So it was very informative and there was a lot of information. But yeah, we were still running around fields, getting down on our belt buckles, crawling through the mud, wearing grease paint. Like, there was still some intense training exercises, definitely. And I think they had, it being Michelle's first time, they had to put Michelle through it. And it was an interesting experience. I love the boot camp though. I'm really glad that the BBC make that happen, that we have that. Because I don't feel that I'd be able to play Captain James without that actually. Like, it's the bit that makes you feel like you've earned the right to play a soldier a little bit.
And how was the dynamic different this time with Michelle rather than Lacey Turner? Although Molly is referenced in this series as well.
Captain James and Georgie already know each other very well. They're kind of Georgie is friends with Molly. I think they have a tremendous amount of respect for each other. Unlike when Molly joined the section, she was having to prove herself. And actually, Georgie already has earned her stripes. James knows that she's capable, knows that she's up to the job, knows that she's going to smash it. So there's a lot of mutual respect. And there's some interesting tension between them as well, given their past, I think.